Okay, if you've completed the large challenge and you've now got your maze with Mario running around and several enemies sort of blocking his path, I'm going to finish off the game with just a game over screen and stop the game running. You might wish to add different levels, add different features, add different enemies. It's up to you, but for now this is the final video in this series and I'm just going to show you how to finish the game off. Now the game over is, all I'm going to have on the screen is the words game over, nothing spectacular. So if I go to maze and costumes, if I paint a new costume, I'm going to put some text. Let's choose a different colour. Let's choose blue. Get some text and I'm going to type game over. Perfect. Now you can change the font down here for whichever one you want. I'm just going to stick with Helvetica, that's fine. So that's my game over costume. Okay. So make sure it's central and click off it, and there we go, we've got game over. The only problem is when my game is over on this level, I've got all of these little characters that I want to get rid of. Not only that, game over is really going to be level 4. Okay, so I need to change this one to, well, I'm not going to change it to level. I'm just going to say game over as my costume name. So don't forget it's on the maze and it's the last one. You might think about having a start screen as well, up to you, with instructions on how to play your game. So all we've got to do is code, and it's not too difficult. If we think about it, we're going to go to player 1 and we're going to code that one in there. So let's take a look at where our levels are. Here they are. When I receive level up. So I just need another one of these. So go to control, if, let's duplicate that, level equals 4, because although we've called it game over, the levels are going up in numbers, change level by 1, so 1 will go 2, then 3, then 4. So if it's there, all we need to do is hide our character. That's it, he will disappear from the screen. And we're going to do the same for each of these items. So in exit, we need to do the same thing. Control, if, let's duplicate that, level equals 4, then we are going to hide. Same with the blocker. So where are our levels? Here we go. So, control, if, let's duplicate that, level equals 4, hide, and finally the vertical blocker, same again, if level equals 4, then hide. Now we have to be careful. We may need to show these things to begin with. They may not crop up on the first screen because we've chosen to hide them. So we need to test that on each level. So we need to run the game, see what happens. So there we go, start. Both of these have shown, or all three things have shown. Still works nicely. So if I go to the next level, right, Mario's in the correct position, end block is, and my monster is running around perfectly. So if I move my Mario up and then go on to the next level, whoops, dropped him. There we go. Mario's in the correct position, as is the block. We're on level 3. These are working nicely. Only one more thing to do. If I manage to finish the game, it should be game over with none of those displaying. So the only thing I didn't do was manage to push the costume up. So let's go on to the maze. Here we go. We needed one more. If We can duplicate that. Yeah. Level equals 4. Then we are going to switch the costume to game over. Okay, don't forget we've got level 1, 2, 3 and game over. So again, it makes sense to use words which are descriptive of what's going on. So try it again. Let's go through it quickly. Notice that my character here is hidden, so there's been a small error there. So maybe when when I start my game, I should show it. So I'm just checking. Looks, show. If I put that in there, I go click. There we go. We've got it back. Runs into it. Got it there. Runs into it. We're fine. Game over. Now remember, we don't need this to show. We've only put that there for reference at the moment. So if you went on to the player and the scripts for data, you could actually take the tick out of level and that would be your game. So that works nicely. Up to you now what you do with it. As I said, from Homeworks, you've got some ideas on what you want to do. I can help you get through those ideas. Don't expect them to be easy, but at least try making some more mazes and placing these characters in different areas. I will give you some more sprites or some more costumes so that you can have different exits, maybe a golden key that he needs to run into, or the familiar drain pipe that Mario runs down. So over to you. Let's see what you can do.